Hello, sorry.
Hello.
Just
All
put my
right.
headset on. Yep.
Okay. For the record,
Yeah.
this is like the exact same lineup, but it's even better than the last one.
I would say so actually. I would say so too. Like I'm really favoring TNC here.
Yeah.
Once again, I think they were really smart to second pick the Wraith King to into baiting that TNC that into baiting Fnatic that they are running a carry Wraith King. But
Exactly.
because of the bounty hunter effect, it makes Bara such a good hero. So it increases the incentive to go for this Bara Morphling again. And then the third pick Morphling instead of third picking Bara, because they know the fact that if they pick Bara first, Fnatic will just snatch the Morphling away. So they third pick the Morphling and then the Bara.
Oh, smokes it pop, but DJ just walks right by it, pops the smoke though. But yeah, I agree 100%. And like, even in the draft, I don't know if you saw some of the main cast, but you could see Febi's face, and the dude is like,
Laughing?
He's like laughing like crazy. He's like a clown. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to sing. I don't know, like, it's fearful or what, but the dude is like, he's playing mind games with Fnatic, and they don't know how to outdraft this guy.
Yeah, I do think that Fabi's draft has been pretty amazing the whole league long.
Yeah.
I think I really like his draft so far, especially with the, he just have, they're just so good. Maybe this is a Korean thing. Is this a Korean thing?
Well,
Because you're a Korean as well.
Well, yeah, but I mean, my drafts are never this good. So... But I'm like fake Korean. Like, I'm not like a real one, right? So
Okay.
I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, if I was maybe if I lived in Korea, born there and everything, I think that I might have that power.
Maybe you'll be part of the MVP Phoenix.
Yeah, that too, of course.
With Drax, Keen. Wow, you miss out big time, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how about you just make me feel a little bit more depressed, huh? Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Right, I'm gonna go commit Sudoku somewhere. All right, but Armel Moon, this is the matchup we saw. Armel did this last time. He's just gonna run at him. So what does Moon do differently this time?
I mean, I was kind of hoping that, Moon go for a different route this time, but it feels like it's still the same. He's gonna build into the Spirit Vessel, and Armel is still gonna be building a fast Lotus Orb, so nothing's gonna change. I feel like TNC, they got everything they wanted. They got the Rubick for the counter for Enigma, they got their Morphling Bara, they got their BB once again, even though Timbersaw is presented, but they don't care about that because they know how strong BB is.
Oh, but speaking of strong, DJ is kind of not. I mean, he has to ghost walk away. I mean, stealth away at this point, but my gosh, like, I'm worried about this lineup because of the fact that, like, the last pick, BB was just so on point. It dominates Invoker. It also forces the enemy team to maybe even think about a Silver Edge, and none of these heroes really want to go Silver Edge.
Yeah. Last game, it was the BB was to counter the Alchemist first pick, and then this time around the BB is to counter the Lycan. So he's gonna be the front line for his entire team to protect everyone from the summon units. So if Fnatic side, if they want to break through the formation of TNC, they have to bring down Wraith King. And then while that's happening, Wraith King is there too. They just have so many forms of protection, and then they'll all be buying the time just so that Gaby will come online into the Bara form. So like everything is so systematic from TNC side.
Yeah, we've seen this before. I mean, Moon here just really can't even deal with Armel, just getting zoned out a little bit. I mean, 4 and 4. Yes, the denies are high, but going up against 11-5 from the BB, and Moon is again just struggling like he did last game.
Another thing is, Fnatic, they are running on a huge timer this game. Since they have the 3 early to mid game cores, like the late game is not favorable at all for them. And we have seen
weapons, buddy. You had literally one job. That was not it. Gave up first blood. TK there. Going down.
And how many times have we seen a team running on the time, on the clock, and loses the game because they couldn't end the game faster? And against TNC, they're like literally the best team to start our games. So
exactly.
yeah, very worrying for Fnatic here.
And also Raven is kind of like the just sit back and farm type, right? That's how he's more of a consistent carry. And the fact that you're forcing him to now play Lycan, who wants to be pushing towers and just kind of ending the game sooner rather than later, I don't know if that plays to his strengths.
Definitely. I'm not sure as well. Like Raven, you definitely want him to be a bigger core, But this time around, like it's just that when you play Morphling plus Vara or Sand King Shaker, how many cores are there that is big enough to repel this combo? There's just not a lot. So you kind of force Fnatic to go to another route, is to end the game before Morphling get into that base. So, but still, that's not really favored by the meta so far.
Yeah, I think they're gonna struggle, and again, like this, even with the last one, they got to a pretty decent start. They kind of just started snowballing, created a lot of space, made it very difficult for them to get anything going, and it looks like they're kind of play the same play style, and you're gonna start seeing the Spirit Breaker Febby, that is, just kind of making his presence known.
DJ is not making a lot of impact in this game, and Jabs is already retreating back to the jungle, which is the one thing that you can get from a Timbersaw plus Enigma lane, because Timbersaw is so self-sustainable. It allows Jabs or any kind of roaming post forward to be creating their presence elsewhere. And for Enigma, you just want to farm, but it's farming something that you want against TNC though. Maybe not.
Great Fire Blast just starts it up on DJ, takes a decent amount of damage, but I do like the fact that, hey, this is a game to potential, you have a chance to lose the series if you lose out this game. So you're going to play comfort heroes, giving Mazaros probably his most comfortable hero in Timbersaw, and I think he's doing a great job so far, and making it very difficult for Gabby to get anything going in the top.
Yeah, I think Mazaros is going to be the biggest X factor here for Fnatic. If Mazaros can completely take over this game, there could be a chance, because Timbersaw is so good against BB and also the Wraith King. He could actually just solo carry this game.
Yeah. Oh, he misses the chain there, but I mean, this is what you want to do. Gabby's, force Gabby to just tank things under the tower. You just start dragging along, and then you've created so much space for yourself. So to speak. But,
has been killed.
Now it seems to be a duel of courier kills.
Jabs is farming all the while under the eyes of teams, but he didn't know. And it's smart for teams to know that Jabs may be coming here to farm.
Yeah, but the charge is coming. They know it's nearby. Tim's has scouted him out. The charge is going to be on point. It's going to come. So Tim's just going to run after him. He's going to lift him up. I think that's a little early. DJ, on the other hand, gets barely away. No sentry there. And it looks like the TP's coming. Oh, and they stopped him with Moon on point with his tornado.
Wow, Febby is sacrificing a lot of his experience. It's level 1 now. Just level 1 in 6 minutes. And that also means that Jabs is a level 2. So both of them are trying to hurt each other economically. And I think the winner here should be Febby, because he's just putting all his time to suffer, to make the enemy post fall suffer. So I think that's okay.
Yeah, and I mean, you said it last time where, Febby, it doesn't really matter how many levels he gets, right? Because, Gabby at the end of the day is the only one that really matters. And it is timing for the scepter and everything, and just controlling it. But Armel getting a little low, does need to be careful here. And Febby's gonna go for the charge, very far keeping Armel alive, at least for now. But a bash from Febby, man. Like, is it programmed in it, or am I just a bad Spirit Breaker when I can't get bashes when I need it?
I mean, I have no idea, man. When I play Bara, I don't really get the bashes anyway, as well.
You're not a good player either.
Yeah, I'm not good enough, I guess. Maybe I just haven't been buying enough Battle Pass levels to get blasted by Raven.
You need to spend more. That's your fault. That's completely your fault. You pay to win in this game, of course. All right, but Moon here is level 7. Armel 6 does need to dodge that. Oh, he took a lot of damage here, and Febby's going deep for this one. They do have him. He's got Ghost Walk, and yeah, he's just gonna walk away. Febby, though, I think he's gonna be left for dead. DJ is gonna be here as well. But a lot of rotations, and Febby forcing 2 supports to go mid.
There is little hope for Radiant's middle tower.
Oh, he's hiding the trees, and he just prays, and he's just got self. Good time for the next charge.
Like Febby's getting a little bit too excited, huh? Oh, power trap completed on Morphling, so that's gonna speed out his farm a lot more. And meanwhile, if you look at Raven, he's struggling a little bit. As in, Wraith King is getting very fat now. Wraith King is great for kind of Midas. What is happening to the 2 off-laners from room side?
EMP does a decent amount of work. They got the cold snap. KP just getting lunch money was stolen from him, and Raven goes after him. does end up securing that kill. So again, Fnatic changing things up. Yes, they might have the same heroes, but their playstyle has really changed, and they've put themselves in a much better position, better laning phase.
That's true. Yeah, this time around they do have 2 lanes to their advantage, I would say. Lycan, you know, no matter what happens, as long as he doesn't die and get the farm, he's gonna hit a pretty amazing necro timing. And top lane Master is definitely having a lot of fun here, as he's already 500 gold ahead of Gabby. So they're farming a lot more efficient. It's just that he hasn't took down the tower yet.
Yeah,
That's the only thing that
to do all that tower damage, so to speak.
Yeah.
But Jabs, on the other hand, still only level 4. Are you concerned by his rate of speed, so to speak, in terms of farming?
Eager to know.
Yeah, I would say so. Because I definitely think they want more impact from their supports. Bounty Hunter has been doing some. He's been filling up the gap, but there's only so much that Bounty Hunter can do, you know. So I'd like to see what is the next item for Jabs. Is it really going to be the dagger, or will he go for something that can help in more ways for his team? Something like a mag, something like a, you know, like a Necro 1, casual like Necro 1 to push out lanes.
Dire should look to their top tower.
But these Midas coming out from Viking, I'm really not sure about it. I feel like the off laners for 2 teams, they get the one good chance for them to farm, and they're going all in into farming.
They're trying to be greedy. I mean, they know that the game isn't going to end anytime soon. So I think they're playing the long game, which is alright. But my only concern is that Raven wants to end games, and he's going to start pushing towers quickly. But what is that item he gets before he starts pushing? I mean, he's already got Necro 2 right.
I think anytime, really. With the Necro Ball, DJ is gonna get around down.
Look at Armel, man. Just the amount of damage he does, and he's gonna bottle up here, pick up that next rune, so completely paid off.
Very good thing is for Fnatic, they have the Timbersaw to deal with the Lycan now, so that is a very good news for them, as KP is very deep in the jungle. We're getting spoiled out by Moon, but there's no reinforcement coming out from TNC side.
Mazzaroth's doing some work. Armel's gonna PP top to get it going. Raven goes into shapeshift, and he's gonna look to turn this around, but Febi's hiding in the trees, and Armel, they're just trying to bait it out, Timber chain forward. Mazzaroth actually hasn't scattered it out, but mind you, Febi's only level 4, so I think he went to the bathroom. Okay, but here's the charge, and they actually do find him, but I don't know if they have the damage. The Chakra does actually stop his Timber chain away. Fables is on point. Can he actually out-heal this? Oh, nice bash! Oh, that liftoff was on point, excuse me. Tim's with the play, and they do end up killing Mazzaroth.
Yeah. I mean, Timbersaw is good, really good against the 2 cores of TNC, but he's heavily countered by the 2 supports of TNC. Rubick, very good hero in terms of killing Timbersaw, because you can get all the damage spells that do pure damage, and then use them to damage Timbersaw. Another thing is, Bara's shot is so good this game in terms of just, you know, 100 and... Okay, Teams.
Tornado EMP Tims with no mana, but he walks away with a sliver of life, and they miscalculated. Moon, unable to do the calculations on his Abacus in time, and thought he got the kill, but Tims walks away.
Did not expect the magic 1 charges at all. But yeah, to the Bara point, shot is so good in taking down tanky heroes like Timbersaw that heavily rely on their passive to keep them alive.
Oh, Wraithfire Blast, they found DJ, but I don't know if he's got the dust. Oh, they have the charge. It doesn't really need it with Bebby on point, and they Fade Bolt in, they snipe him out.
Is KP really gonna complete the Midas? Because at one point he needs to get his shard, so that he doesn't die to the mana reduction.
But yeah, he's gonna have a hard time, but I mean, I think that they expect this game to go longer. I mean, I don't know if this is the right play, and I think that this is very greedy. And it is something that's kind of in line with what we had last game, in the sense of like a greedy offlaner. I don't think it pays off. I think you need to play something safer and something that's going to help your team a little bit earlier. They found KP, cold snap, and he walks away with no mana. And that's pretty much it.
Alright, he buys the recipe. That also, like Midas in some way, right, it creates the kind of risk for you to die, because you always want to be getting farm or Midasing creeps. Gabby?
They're gonna go in. They do with the black hole. They're gonna commit it onto Gabby, and he has no chance. And Febby goes in late, and now he's gonna die as well. The courier will make a delivery, so I think that he got that. DJ on the other hand is not able to kill the courier. But 2 are down from TNC. And it looks like they're gonna force him to Timber chain. careful. Mazaroff gets gooed up. Doesn't need to be a little bit careful. They have to track on the right ones. KP and Armel are here. Tim's as well. So they're going to try to defend this. This is going to be very important to get the T1 down. And Mazaroff is going to actually, Raven will pick that up. EMP will just kind of scurry them all away.
What Jabs did there might be the reason why KP wants to go for a greedy build, because Enigma is so good against one single core lineup. Because you can always just black hole that guy, bring the guy down, and all of a sudden you take away, you remove the winning condition of the enemy team.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why KP wants to become the secondary core, so that he, you know, once the Morphling is dead, maybe he can pick up the role and do some damage. But that being said, it doesn't remove the fact that they are being very greedy now. As you can see in the result, even with the Midas, they're 2k behind.
Yeah, I mean, he suffered because of it, right? Because it takes so long to get the Midas. So, I mean, but if we're looking at Jabs, I mean, this is the power of the Enigma, right? You're able to farm. He's been able to do that, especially with Mazaroth on his Timbersaw, just be able to create space, and being self-reliant in the top lane provides a lot of space for Jabs to get going. So the network is kind of split a little bit. But as I say that, Raven still tops. I think that they want to be forcing towers whenever they can, especially with Shapeshift on cooldown or off cooldown.
100%. They'll all, like, you ask where is the best timing for them to push, is really any time. Once the necro tree is up, your only downtime is really your shapeshift cooldowns. So every time that's up, you should be you know, he should want to look for some fight. So even Roshan can be something that they consider, because they have a pretty good Roshan potential with the Timbersaw, Alacrity, and also Lycan, of course.
Go for me.
I think some of the big differences, at least from the last game, is that you saw TNC, they invaded the Fnatic jungle a lot, and they stole a lot of the stacks. And if you're seeing this one, they've kind of been forced to play on their own side. So they've been playing a little bit more defensively. They haven't had that free roam, so to speak. And so Gabby here, just, yeah, you're taking stacks or whatever, but it's your own stack. So it's not as much value as stealing the enemies.
Yeah, that's quite true. Like, last game, they were pressuring a lot on the Fnatic side. So this time around, it's more like a trade farm. So you are fed, but enemy, they are as fed as well. So how can you turn this into your own advantage? Maybe with this smoke. But Amel is so far away though.
Still ways away, but I mean, it's still 4-4, only 3k network difference. Mazaroth doesn't get this, like, he's gonna get bashed. Okay, there we go. But he's been tracked and they're gonna try to pull him. Raven, he's a shapeshifter, but I don't know if they're gonna commit to this. They've gotten Tim to kind of start this someone off. Armel is now here. He's getting some goo on, he's sending his back. Nice little tornado, puts on 2 at least. KP, EMP is gonna be backed off. KP with no mana, does need to be careful. Ice Wall is a little off the mark. It looked a little similar to what I do in terms of my ice walls.
That's the thing about the Midas Wraith thing. You get EMP'd and then all of a sudden you're holding so much net worth on yourself, but you don't really, you are not able to go into the team fight.
Oh, but Jabs goes in with the blink, or the BK for the black hole. They do end up killing Armel. This is going to turn into a T2, and that's a nice little initiation there.
I like how Jebs, he's constantly using, you know, this black hole for big targets. I think that's the way to play the support. Because early game you are not gonna take a lot of like high-man black hole and things like that. So if you can use a surprise black hole to take down the biggest core that can lead into Tower Push or Roshan, that's equally as big as 5-man black hole.
Right, and if we're looking at it, like, I think that, you know, even in the pubs or whatever, I think that that's like the biggest issue where people are looking to go for those 5-man black holes, right? In this game, in the pros, if you can just make sure that you ensure the kill on somebody, especially like a high value target like Armel's Bristle, I think you're gonna have a much better rate of success.
100%. That being said, Fnatic, they extended their lead to 6k now, and for TNC side, they're in a very awkward timing because their hero needs farm. When, you know, this should be the time that they gather all the items that can allow them to defend the push coming out from Fnatic, but they don't really have that so far. Rubick needs a lot more time. He just completed his shard, so that's 1,400 gold into that. So he's basically holding Facebook, Midas, and also all corrosion now at 80 minutes with this 7k net worth, which is really not gonna do a lot.
Okay. Yeah. And Gabby, on the other hand, It's got Manta, as we saw, and still a ways away from Ags. Still has a long way to go, but this game feels a lot different. I mean, yes, it's somewhat close in terms of kills, but it feels like Fnatic are like, okay, now we need the pressure to make moves. We're starting to do things and take the fight to TNC.
Yeah, Fnatic definitely feeling that they are in control right now. Once Jabs get the BKB on himself, the BKB Black Hole, there's nothing that can stop that. Only the counter Black Hole can stop the channeling Black Hole. So I think teams will have a very huge responsibility here.
And losing Tims is actually super important. I don't know if you, like, because they killed him first, and then they were like, okay, Jabs is then safe to make that play. Like, I think that it's just a little underrated thing in just understanding, you know, who can actually counter, you know, Jabs, and just what he wants to do, and what level. And so, Fnatic, their target prioritization is quite good.
Yep. And now with the all kit completed on Lycan, they have a lot more ways to bring down the backline supports on TNC side. So that's gonna remove the biggest risk for Fnatic, which is Stolen Black Hole. Uh-oh.
Silence and KP is looking to go down. He does go down.
He haven't bought the shard yet, so he's holding 2x5k gold. I think he's wondering what he should, you know, what's the next item that can allow him to maximize his impact in the game. But I don't know, man. Without the shard, he's so vulnerable to the EMP, to the Necro Bolt. He's just gonna die really quickly once he get caught.
And not only that is it, he's dead, but the fact that he can't use Midas, which is a lot of value in Febby on the other hand, cold snap, silence, no real chance to get away. You know, looks like we're having space beef for dinner tonight.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And also BKB completed on Enigma. But for some reason I'm on Enigma's play perspective. I'm gonna switch to main cast. I think Web Pass has been very inconsistent so far.
Okay, main cast? Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's...
Weapons is asleep at the wheel.
Maybe it's bug, I don't know. Alright, anyway, Amel getting complete scouted out, and also teams, like everyone on TNC side, they're stalling.
Oh, Mazeras! He's surprised, he pops it, and he just goes right for Tim. He's hiding in the trees, gets chopped down by Mazeras. I don't know if that was an instinct call or what, but he knew Tim was right there.
Dire's bottom tower
The game sense, man.
attack.
Just like how they found Masaru out last game at the Alchemist, it was the same exact spot. maybe that's where you hide, you know, when you are doing all these split push shenanigans.
Dire's bottom tower is no more.
Raven, I mean Fnatic here, they're pushing even without the creep wave. It's all the way in the bottom, but you know, when you've got your Necros, you've got the little golems as well. I mean, you're pretty much on point in terms of what you want to do. You have all the space. And they're starting to force the issue. They're looking to take these two T2s here. But TNC, okay, what do you do? Like, is it just wait for the Gabby show?
I think that's the plan, man. Because basically they're down 2 men right now. Wraith King cannot fight, Morphling cannot fight. So, and then Bara is like a non-factor here without Morphling into him. So basically it's just Amel plus teams for now in their tower defense. So I don't think this is where TNC want to fight. I think they have a very clear-cut thoughts or maybe a big picture on how they can win the game, which is to go to late game. And then your late game is so much better than Fnatic's late game. So that's like a clear winning condition for you. So I think TNC might want to just commit for that timing.
Dire's bottom tower is
But while you're playing patiently, trying to get a little bit of farm, your towers are going down. So you have to be a little bit worried in the sense that you're losing a lot of space.
Yeah, and this is why you see that TNC, they are already pushing the top lane. They're trying to have Amel here to defend the mid as well, but this mid is going to go down inevitably. So it just depends on how long TNC can drag these two.
Right. You think that you're in a decent spot with Wraith King and Bristle, right? Two very tanky heroes. Hopefully you can keep yourself alive. And all you need to do is control the creep wave, and I think you're fine. So they should have a decent amount of time. As I say that, Armel, if he gets black hole, then we got a problem.
The BKB Black Hole is coming. Team's gotta be really careful here.
Yeah, he's just kind of sticking around the high ground. They don't really have vision. They don't know. I don't think they've revealed the BKB as well. So this is going to be a bit of a surprise when it happens. I mean, they have a decent amount of track and vision, at least from Fnatic, but TNC don't have that luxury.
Oh, these tracks vision are gonna. This is so important for Jabs because it just gives all the vision for him to decide when you want to go in. Oh, here comes the.
Turn this. Gabby's got his Agnes. There we go. He's gonna start this one off. DJ though, he's gonna just stealth away. He should be fine. And actually, when I saw Gabby go in, I thought that was Febby. I was like, okay, that guy's dead. Mazaros has been slowed, but he's got a decent amount of heal. Febby, as I say that, Febby does go down in the end. And, he's the first one to fall. And Febby, the impact of him right now and his hero has not been great.
Yeah, 2 fluffy hats ain't gonna be enough. It's true, you know, Febby, his impact is really from the morphing into him. So nothing much Febby can do here, to be honest, until he gets his shard though. That's gonna be a game changer there.
Oh, the shotgun. Be a little off the mark. The Wraithfire Blast almost like scratches Mazaros. And here comes the Tornado EMP. They found KP, though, so I need to be careful. And my god, the amount of burst was there. Yes, he gets reincarnated, but he might be... Okay, he's fine with the Wraithfire Blast. Lift up on Mazaros, but again, Mazaros, man, this guy's a super tank, and this is perfect to what he wants to play.
Oh, Teams stole the track. That could be quite useful.
Well, Jabs, they go for the black hole. They're going to commit for this. They want to go right for Gabby, and then here's the meteor on top of this. Can they keep him alive? He mantas. He waits for him to wait. He's fine for now. Febby goes in. Jabs has got his BKB, and that's going to be the first charge. The Ice Wall is going to try to slow things down. Gabby's looking to just right-click him. They have a decent amount of track all over the place. Wraithfire Blast onto DJ. He gets a little low. The Shuriken does a decent amount of AoE damage. And the Sunstrike is going to be off the mark. Febby so low. Mazaros is trying to get him to lift up, and they're trying to keep him alive. The break, but no, he just gets killed because it's Timber tank. And Moon, though, gets another killing spree, and they do end up killing Gabby, which is the biggest target.
Oh, here comes the big bad wolf.
Raven is just running at him. What do? How do you play Lycan? You turn it, you hit your R, and then you right-click him, and then you just stick your hands up.
That is the way, man. That is the way. I'm not sure how Gabby died, because I'm pretty sure he waveformed out. I think he got caught. He cannot get caught by Sunstrike because Cataclysm was used. The camera work didn't get him, but I'm really not sure how Gabby died there. But it started so well for TNC. He tanked through the entire black hole and didn't die, and then make a counter kill. Still, it wasn't enough for them.
And like Moon just on the side, like there was so much action going on in the middle, and this is the power of the Timbersaw and what Mazaros brings to the table. In the sense that like he attracts so much tension, he's so tanky, but to be honest, the way you deal with Fnatic's lineup is you ignore him and you kill everybody else first. Yep.
That is the go-to way to ignore, you know, Bristleback or Timbersaw, but not when they have the items to allow them to kill you. Like right now, Timbersaw has already completed Bloodstone, so he's gonna have like unlimited mana for him to play in the team fight. He's not the kind of heroes that just pop all the defensive items and try to stay alive. He's the offensive guy that tries to kill you. So a lot of threats for TNC for them to deal with now.
It's difficult, and it's funny because a lot of the heroes are the same. You know, in the sense that Moon is still back on his Invoker. He's been completely different from this game and last game. I think it was more of like a warm-up game more than anything else, but Moon's been on point.
Yeah, I like that he ditched the Spirit Wrestler idea because they know that they have Timbersaw against the BB. He doesn't have to go for Spirit Wrestler, so because Spirit Wrestler slows down your farm so much. If with the earn charges, it forces you to keep fighting and not farming. But with this Orchid build on Moon, he can do the farm, he can do the rotations, and also with the Lycan Spirit as well, he's gonna feel pretty safe in the team fights.
And pretty much all I can criticize Moon was that Tornado was completely off. Not even close. Oh, but he found
no,
him.
he's gonna fight KB!
Oh, Ghost Walk. Oh, they've got the dust. And who's chasing who at this point? And it looks like they're going to turn this around. They go for DJ. They get one kill on that one. That's going to be some track gold. So, sorry, I think that was stolen. Yeah, the track has been stolen. So that's a pretty big win. Debbie, on the other hand, gets sliced and diced. He does go down. Armel's been cycling up, and he walks or he's going to be left behind. Raven is in shapeshift form. And they got the EMP, the Tornado, and the BKB is on point though, but the Black Hole's been committed and it's only onto Armel, and do they have the damage to kill him? It's going to be very close with Timber Chain, and this is the high ground. They're going to try to get the TP on away, and Jabs gets out of this, and this stolen Black Hole, and they found Mazaros, but they don't really have the follow-up from this one. Tim's been kind of left behind. They got the lift up on Mazaros, and the goo on him, and Mazaros looks to go down for this. And as I say that, all right, Gabby finally does take him down. But my God, back and forth.
Oh, the black hole on teams. That wasn't very big, but that kept Armel alive. And then Gabby was like just slowly just killing all the backlines while Armel is tanking through the entire black hole. And also because Gabby can morph into the Timbersaw, that actually create a lot of killing potential for him to take down the two tanky cores on Fnatic side. So maybe maybe focusing on morphing into the Timbersaw is not the best choice at all. Because I do think that the Morph Timbersaw is better than Morph Bara for now.
I mean, Gabby seems to be on point with his morphs. Make sure that he gets the right one. But again, big props to Tim's for the steal. I think that stealing Black Hole is never easy. And as I said, he's getting a little low. Jab's got his BKB. He's gonna let them fight this one. He doesn't really have Black Hole, so it looks like Jab's has been left for dead. And yes, they did get pinned, but I think with 4 up, and 3 heroes down from Fnatic, it looks like it's gonna be heroic.
I think it's worth it to trade the life with teams, because you remove the black hole ability. Now he has to steal it again.
Oh, they do get the Aegis, they get Roshan, that's exactly what they want. Nice wall on point, nice play by there. KP does go down, that's just this reincarnation. Gabby's gonna just dash away. KP on the other hand is gonna be left behind, and that's gonna be some track ball going the way of Fnatic. Oh,
yeah, this full retreat.
Wait, what?
He is not dead.
Okay. Like, main cast, come on, this observer. I don't know what weapon is on this guy, but nonetheless, Bevy's gonna go down as well. Alright, this is a problem because of the fact that when you're feeding like this, it's one thing to die, but it's another thing to give up track goals. It's pretty massive right now.
That actually contributed quite a lot to the goal lead that Fnatic are getting right now. Because if you look at the assists of Bounty Hunter, he has 12 assists, which is the highest on his team. So you can say that he, practically involved in all the kills for his team, which is all the track goals. So something that TNC want to look out for. Feeding is very punishing for them.
Yeah, it's pretty massive. I mean, if you're looking at the network difference, I want to see what the track gold ends up being. But I think it's a sizable chunk of that. Just being able to get it out. And Feby's he's died it like what 7 times, and this is not what you want to be doing. At this point, you are Gabby's morph target, or not so much anymore, especially with Mazaros, the hotter chick in the room, I would say. Nonetheless, he's trying to do what he can.
Is this where Feby just becomes so sad and he get emos and he's just running around trying to feed because Morphling doesn't want to morph into him anymore? But that being said, Jabs, he is making his way into the Lycan sphere, so that's gonna guarantee the black hole to go through without getting still.
Yeah, and I just love how Jabs is just like, support be damned, I don't really care. I'm gonna get my farm, and I'm gonna be, like this super powerful. I'm gonna get my farm, right? I'm just gonna control the game as much as I can.
Yeah, I think that's the best way for you to play post-wall Enigma. Ooh! 3-minute
Gabby goes in. Nice 3-minute play. The Tornado is going to be on point. Catches on to 2 though, but they've already killed Moon. He's down for 72 seconds. No buyback. DJ is looking to get gone on here. He's been just going to get right-clicked. Oh, he's somehow alive. There we go. The nether break off. And Feby will end up killing him. But Mazaros is on the back end, and this is the one you want last. They do have to lift off, canceling his TP. Mazaros does go down. And it looks like a massive win for TNC. And they're back in this game.
Oh, that was a very crucial loss for Fnatic. Moon died first this time. That was a really good target selection coming out from TNC to bring down Moon first. And then they just kind of crumble because Lycan is not here at all. Timbersaw cannot take this kind of fight where his heroes are just dying so quickly. So, and also Enigma was farming at the side lane to finish up his Lycan Spheres because until the next black hole, he really just wanted to wait for the Lycan Sphere to be up. So that was a very good capitalization coming out from TNC to really utilize the downtime of Fnatic right now.
And actually, this is where TNC have failed in previous team fights, right? They would target somebody else first, And then Moon and Jabs would come in and they'd have a nice counter initiations to kind of control the team fights. But by killing Moon first, you take off a significant part of their their crowd control that Fnatic have, and then you can control the fight and isolate certain heroes, and then you can really win out team fights because of this.
Yeah, 100%. Like right now, the biggest threat from Fnatic is the spellcaster. Is the Enigma. Is the is the Invoker as well. So these are the heroes that threaten you the most.
Oh, DJ. Oh, the Wraith Blast, but he's somehow still alive. Sliver of life. He gets forced to the high ground, and DJ
HP.
is fine.
14 HP. Holy cow.
Wow. That force is on point.
It is on point. Also, Wraith King has been quite quiet. Like we haven't talked about him, but he has already completed Agonims. So that will give him his team the ability to kind of outlast Fnatic side. So even though you bring down, you drop everything on Amel and bring him down, which is really hard in the first place, we are still gonna fight him for another 7 seconds. So that's gonna be quite important to assist Gabby in the long fights, so that Gabby is not alone once all the heroes are dropped.
Like, the later this game is going, and we're probably looking at 45 minutes mark at this point. I mean, yes, you could lose like a team fight and just end the game, but I'm foreseeing it going a little bit longer, and that worries me if you're a Fnatic fan, because of the fact that you've got Raven on Lycan, who's not one of those like late game heroes. Like, at some point this guy is gonna not be as great. Are you worried at this point?
Yeah, I think I'm kind of worried. I think the later the game goes, the better it is for the Morph. Oh, this is gonna be quite hard. Amel is also bringing the beast that you cannot. Oh wait, KP?
Tornado EMP, they've got KP though. Armel is within the vicinity. Lotus Oaks keeping him alive for now. They do have practice, anything. Mazeroth is still gonna go in and make sure that he gets the reincarnation. They go to Chakram and he gets Great Fire Blast. But again, this is not the target you want to go for. And Armel needs to respect the fact that his teammates are all there. Mazeroth is just being bait more than anything else. And yeah, they got reincarnation, and that was pretty much it.
Yep. We talk about how strong Masaru is, but he needs some kind of control to kill heroes now, because all the heroes, they have some ways to kite the Timbersaw around. But if you look at Amel, he has the goo for the slow, and most importantly, he has Basher and also Abyssal Blade that can just stun through BKB. So you cannot ignore the Amel anymore right now. He's gonna kill you with the Abyssal Blade. So it's gonna be really tough for Fnatic right now. But good thing for them, their spells are super strong, especially anything on the Invoker side can kite Amel very well. And the one spell that can really kill Amel is the third spell of Enigma. What is that called again?
Midnight Pulse?
Yes, the Midnight Pulse, like percentage based spell that is gonna stretch through Amel's HP.
I mean, it's pretty massive, especially with like the majority of TNC being strength-based heroes. I think that you're gonna see a lot of value in that spell. But Jabs has to be in the perfect spot, right? I mean, once you place the Midnight Pulse, you're gonna be kind of close, which is a little worrying. But of course, Jabs is a far better player than I am, so I think he's okay.
Yeah, he needs his teammate to be running at TNC so that he has complete vision, and most importantly, a location for Rubick, so it doesn't get the battlefield doesn't somehow get stolen. It's very hard for teams to steal that now since the Linkers is up. Someone has to find some way to cancel the Linker. Maybe the Bara with the ulti.
Yeah. I think that's actually, it's an amazing pickup. I mean, by Jabs, right? He's got BKB on top of the Linkens. Just protect the Black Hole as much as possible. He's going to be going Shards next, so we're going to see the Toilet Bowl, I would say, Black Hole.
Toilet Bowl, yeah, kind of like it. Just suck everybody in.
Yeah. Everybody gets drained alone, and that's going to be interesting. So, mind you, if Rubick picks up the Shard and he steals spells, he gets those bonuses too, right?
Yes, I think so. It should work that way, because it's the same for Morphling. You get a shard, you have the shard of wherever that you morph into.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Timbersaw Shiva God, that's pretty good. Health regen reduced against Morphling, against BB, that's gonna be really useful. Complement with your Rolling Death. So I still think Timbersaw, he can very much kill the chorus coming out from TNC just need a better setup for his team and a better start in the team fight. If his teammates dies quickly again, that's just nothing much the Timbersaw can do alone.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, but one thing about Armel is the fact that this guy is he's not only tanky, but he's also very, very, very strong in terms of a right clicker. And yeah, Shivas will kind of chip into that a little bit, but you're gonna have still struggles to deal with his passive. What is the best way? I mean, no one is really getting Silver Edge, but what other options are there?
Daedalus, I would say. Like, you need more raw damage to bring down BB, and always try to heal him from the farm. So that's gonna be very important for Fnatic. And also try to keep him in the Midnight Pulse. I think Midnight Pulse alone is gonna do a lot damage to him. You know, you don't have to really get all the items that you need for the BB, because you need them to counter the morphing. So just leave them to the Midnight Pulse. I think he will be fine. I think Fnatic would be fine to that.
But I think Armel is a little bit smarter than that. In the sense that he's not going to want to just stand in that. I mean, the Black Hole Midnight Pulse thing, you're kind of just locked in. But if you're looking at Fnatic in terms of how they would control you, yeah, you've got Ice Wall, but that's kind of unreliable. So, you know what I mean? Like, this is like a perfect game for Bristle, and it's going to be very easy to get out of the Midnight Pulse.
So maybe right now with the Heart of Siraz completed on Gaby, maybe this is where Jabs want to change his strategy to focus the Black Hole on the BB and not the Morphling anymore. Since right now, if Morphling play correctly and manage to morph into strength before the Black Hole, I think he's not gonna die. So Black Hole might be wasted in that sense.
Okay. I mean, it's weird when you say that, like, the Black Hole's going to be wasted, because I feel like Jabs, every single Black Hole that he's done has been on point, and none of them have been a waste in terms of just making sure that they get the right hero at the right time. But yeah, we have still yet to see that massive 5-man Black Hole, but I don't think we'll see that going up against a team like TNC.
Yep, I think so too. Like you say, his Black Hole has been on point, but the one Black Hole that he caught Gaby in, that Gaby was able to survive this, that lost the team fight.
Mazaros, and here comes the double dash, and they've got him. The self-fuel is just keeping him alive, but he goes down, and Mazaros is not as tanky as he once was. It's been time, and Gaby is starting to do some serious damage.
Yep. Divided, we lost, man. Like, Mazaros on his own. There's a lot of magic bursts coming out from TNC side. This is the strength for Morphling, right? Because he do more magical damage than DPS damage. So Mazaros definitely want to be careful here. DJ, he's scouting out though.
No, but the charge on Roshan, DJ's in position. If anything, they gave vision away of that, but Mazaros has committed the buyback. Was that the right play by Mazaros?
Perhaps a little bit too early. Because normally you want to wait for the enemy to bring the Roshan down and then force them to back with the buyback so your team can go in and steal it.
Yeah.
But this is a little bit too early for them to do so. Roshan is so healthy, so if they want to steal, TNC has a lot of time to react to this.
It's gonna be, and they don't really have the fastest. I mean, yeah, you have Raven or whatever, but as I say that, you chunk of viewers. Armel, they need to make a play. Gaby's actually not in the right position. So this is a little worrying, and this is looking to be a Roshan for Fnatic here, unless KP goes in. He doesn't want to go in solo. A little too late.
Oh, the ice was so long though.
Oh, they go for the Abyssal. They go right for Raven. He gets forced back. Shapeshift is going to be used, and they do have a little bash, and they're trying to slow him down with a goo, but it doesn't really do much against him. Seeing as he's in wolf form here, and Armel's just looking for that armor reduction. He goes in, Mazaros, they've got him lifted up, Bevy goes down, and he's turned into an ethereal form through the Wraith King Agonist. So he's been trapped. And they do have the Ice Wall with Armel, they're going to commit the Black Hole, and Armel goes down. That's going to be the one that we talked about. Make sure that you prioritize that, and you get him down. Tims, though, was trying to go for the steal. The Lycans actually stopped that Black Hole from being stolen.
What a play from Moon, man. Holy shit. They definitely communicate about that. You know, they saw the Agonims on Rubick, so they know that the cooldown is short enough for Rubick to steal the Black Hole another time since he's channeling that. So Moon put a Lycan on him. That was such a high tier play. But yeah, nevertheless, I think like we said, you know, if you black hole and bring down BB first, I think that would take a lot of fighting power away from TNC side. So maybe that's a better choice now, since Morphling is a little bit unkillable.
But here's the thing: is that like Armel needs to respect this. Oh, but Gabby goes in. He tried to go for the steal with the shotgun blast at the Mazaros, who's only at half life. KP though continuing to force it on this. KP though has to back off here. Does need to be a little bit careful. Yes, he's got reincarnation, but Mazaros back to off as well. Blitz is going to be used. Raven is continuing to just focus on those T3s. They back off here. Gabby's going in, but I think that yes, that's a good call to stop.
Alright, high ground defense with Morphling +1. This is the, you know, this is the strength for TNC. This is the, you know, this is something that we watched before in the game that they played against Boom, but this time around they are in a much better spot. So I want to see how can they like turn this around. Wraith King is going back to the DPS build where he's getting Basher into Abyssal Blade. He's not gonna do a lot of DPS damage since he's, you know, he doesn't have the attack speed, but Abyssal Blade surely will kind of contribute to something, maybe even contribute into stopping the black hole.
Is this? Do you need more damage from KP? Is this what you think too?
I mean, what other things that he can go for right now?
Like I'm thinking like BKB, just something a little bit more defensive, just keeping yourself alive. Because I feel like Moon, you just need to just BKB and just run out the dude, right?
The thing about Wraith King is that he doesn't have damage right now.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have any single damage item, so it feels very bad to go for a BKB like that. Since you're gonna pop BKB and then run away anyway, because you're not doing any damage, you're not threatening enough. So I think Abyssal Blade is a better item than a BKB in terms of, you know, having more threatening, in being a higher threat in the game.
Okay. I was thinking just KP just uses his scary looking, you know, Skeleton King, Wraith King model to just kind of scare everybody away, but apparently that's not good enough and you need items.
Oh my god, Mel!
Armel, where he's completely by himself, he's in track, and they're looking to go this. Gabby goes from the high ground, he gets on the RPG cliff, and he's looking like this. Armel just got Lotus Orb. Bebby's on the wrong side of this, he's going to get blown up here, he does go down, he's in ethereal form, but not really much he can do. Raven's going to shapeshift away, yes he's been good, but he doesn't really care, and Armel's looking to just chase him, and I feel like he's chasing a 5-year-old around. He's not able to catch it. KP though is getting a little low. Raven focuses target, that's going to be the reincarnation, that's going to be down. Jabs is still sticking around, he does have his KP, and they're going to commit it, but they go for the illusion, and he gets the wrong one, and Jabs is juked, and it looks like he does go down. Gabby, on the other hand, nice little play, they got the BM. Tip going in. Gabby's going to look at Timbersaw. He's going to go for Raven. He's not in shapeshift form, and then he looks like he's going to get solo. He's trying to get forced. Can he get away? That's going to be Aegis, and that's going to be down. Mazaros doing a decent amount of work, especially the way Shotgun doing a lot as well. Armel's going to have to cheese on up. Gabby actually just charges away. Armel's going to be left for dead. Just trying to do as much damage as possible. But with a couple buybacks, I think this is going to be good. And Armel goes down as well, and triple kill from Mazaros.
Wow, Mazaros kept alive the whole time and he's just killing all the backline for TNC. But man, that was such a good play coming out from Gabby. He used the illusioning kick, ran it back into Jabs, and then baited the black hole. That's why the BM tip. That was so good, man. The micro play coming out from Gabby, but still, Mazaros is a little bit too tanky and too much damage right now from this guy. And he's just killing the entire backline with everything, man. He does so much burst damage right now.
Mazaros, man, like he's got 4k HP, he's got a heart, he's got cheese, he's got a Yules if he wants to go, and I feel like if you're not itemizing properly against this guy, you have like no chance of dealing with Mazaros. He's just like this tanky beast.
Dire's middle tower is no more.
He is a tanky beast now, and look at KB. He's not like his DPS don't do anything to Mazaros. So like the best way for him is really to turn into Timbersaw and then kill Timbersaw with that. Let him taste his own medicine. That's the best way. But without BB for another 30 seconds, seems like this is gonna be another pair of racks.
Oh, KP goes blinks it forward, but I don't know if that's the right play. He goes down. He just literally respawns back with reincarnation. He's looking to go this, but here's the black hole. Gabby actually sidestepped it, but KP did it. They got the EMP, the ice wall. If Gabby goes in for the charge, he's got no mana now. Mazaros again, still in the front lines, making it very difficult for anyone to get into any of the sports. KP goes down. That's going to be it, but he does have buyback if they want to go, but it's 90 seconds, which is going to be an eternity. They're going to look to go for the top racks. Here comes the TP, and Armel going super super deep. Okay, and he does end up getting TP'd, and they're gonna back off now.
Yeah, it feels very weird to me that he didn't manage to catch the Morphling in the black hole. Like Morphling was just barely at the edge of it, and he actually escaped it. So very lucky for Gabby there. And now that Enigma completed the Aghanim Scepter, the midnight pulse, the double midnight pulse during the black hole is gonna be so painful for BB to sustain through it. So I think the next fight, as long as the Jabs gets the BB in the black hole, I think BB is just dead at that point. If Timbersaw also throws all the spells on him, so all of a sudden Armel is not as unkillable as he was 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, he's like I don't know. It's going to be very difficult to get anything going. I mean, I think he really needs the shard. I think that would have done a little bit more. And I mean, obviously the scepter is super good, especially against these strength heroes that we talked about, and Morphling as well is included in this in the sense that like it does a lot of damage. But once he gets the shard, I feel like, you know, it's going to be super difficult to fight into this, you know, this lineup of Fnatic. Their team fight is going to be unparalleled.
Uh-oh.
But Gabby's left behind. He's not able to morph, and he does go down. He's completely out of position. You thought he was the unkillable Morphling, but unfortunately not the case. And they managed to burst him down as well as Febby. Armel's been cycloned up. Armel, he's going to try to run. He's going to BKB now, but he's in the Meteor Hammer. And the Meteor, that is. And he's going to go Raven, though. He's going to get forced away. He's going to fight. She does have the shape. It's a nice little stepping pass there. The radial one, and that's going to be on point. Tim's is looking to go down as well. Gabby's going to now buy back, but it might be a little too late. KP's back. Tim's is in ethereal form. Gabby's now here. He's going to fight and protect, but no, he sticks around, and Mazaros is actually out doing damage. Tim's is actually dead. Armel is going to have to buy back. Mazaros is doing so much work. His damage has been completely on point. And Armel is running in front of him, and he's going to look to try to go for Jabs. Jabs is holding his black hole. He's not committing this Midnight Pulse. KP though, and here we go. Jabs actually moves forward. He's going to commit to BKB. He finds at least KP by himself. They want to go for Gabby, and they've gotten to Armel in ethereal form. He dies. And it looks like KP is going to be controlled. Gabby's going to look to fight this. Buyback coming in from Raven. And the ice wall is on point. And there's this black hole. And it catches on to two in both of the cores. Here's the Meteor Hammer. And DJ with a nice little tip on the jab because that was a perfect black hole. Yes, they're in form. Febby is now here. The radial again. And looks like it's going to be a dieback for Febby. DJ's been called. And my God, what did we see there?
What a redemption from Fnatic. Wow, I really did not think that I could do this at such a late timing because obviously TNC have all the tools for them to win the late game. But damn, Mazaros, man. This is why everybody always banned out his Timbersaw when he first joined Fnatic. Because everybody knows that his hero pool is limited. But when he gets his hero, he plays them so freaking well. And this is really a showing for that. The Hex is so on point, the Shiva Gut plus Heart of Firas, and also all the spell casting as well. His ruling depth is just killing everybody on TNC side. And of course, Moon only died one time this time. I think his adjustment to play up against the Bristleback was fantastic.
Yeah. He was completely, he totally stepped up this game. I think there's a big massive one. I think he wanted redemption. He definitely earned it. He did a lot better this one. But to Mazaros' credit, who in my opinion was the MVP, he had 55k damage, and he took 93k damage, the most on both of those columns. So this guy was completely on point in terms of how he played. Mazaros, massive game for this guy. There was no real answers for him. They didn't have the right itemization, they didn't go Silver Edge, and they did not respect Mazaros, and he came in angry.
Yeah, I think if you can keep on this performance, at least, you know, on the Timbersaw, like, this reminds me of ISSS a lot. Like ISSS used to do this on the Timbersaw as well. Like this kind of gameplay, ISSS.
Who?
Oh, who? Wow.
Who? He's not an SCA anymore. Who?
Wow. Jumping on the bandwagon already, huh?
All right. Okay.
Everything as we anticipated. Game 3. Not a surprise at all. So.
We knew it was going to happen. These guys are going to go neck and neck. And so, yeah, let's go into a quick little break, and then let's go into Game 3.